Baby doll butterscotch biscuits, we are going to the moon. I'm giving you a very quick update. For some reason, right before the weekly close, we are 90 minutes away from the weekly close. Someone with a big set of balls, probably 3 balls, has just come up and started smacking Ethereum higher, going in the green direction. We are praying that October finishes Uptober like all the other Octobers before. Why? I don't know. It's just programmed into the universe. I'm going to show you right now what's been happening. On the weekly chart, we are starting and finishing very green. This is on a 1 hour chart, by the way. We're starting to poke through. If I show you quickly just this 4 hour zone, Ethereum, I know it's so low, man. Ethereum actually needs to go above this 1740 price level. And I'm going to quickly show you my post about ChainLink. When I did this post, it was literally 30 seconds before things started pumping. ChainLink was $7.89. We were so close. We need to be above $7.89. But because of this giant Ethereum move that just came out of nowhere, ChainLink is now above $8. We are like so close here. We're like, please finish green. We just need you to finish green. It's running out. You can see here as I'm recording. Literally about 90 minutes ago, 1 hour, 30 minutes ago. We need this to flip green and then we can go and enjoy the friendship and kindness. It still takes some time for things to go up because we are moving on a weekly channel. So if we look on the weekly time frame here from July 2020, you still had a giant move coming up. By the way, this is the end of the DeFi season, just to let you know. So the last time this actually happened, if we change it to a log, we'll be able to see. I want to get the idea of how long it takes for things to start really get moving. So even when this happened in 2019, there was 1, 2, 3 months where we went nowhere. That was a kind of a poopy, and Bitcoin was still pumping in this time. But eventually, look at this, 90 days. So within 90 days, 3 months, the extent of the move was done. There was a fake out here. This is the zombie virus. So let's take a worst case for this. So that is a month of going up, if you think about it, if you look at it. And then the other time it happened, it's still, I mean, this is crazy. Within 50 days, you had the first 4x here. But then this is the whole bull market. So this went up 322 days. I don't like looking at this. Why? I mean, this is like very unique. This is a full year of going up. This is, you know, after zombie virus collapse, everything was printing money. And this is the actual crypto bull market euphoria. So I don't think we're going to get a full, say, 1 year, 300 days of going up, although I'd like to be surprised. But that would mean if we're able to close, we get a nice spike upwards in ChainLink and every other altcoin, Hex, PulseChain, PulseX. We get a nice move upwards towards the end of the year, and this is what we're waiting for because April 2024 is the Bitcoin halving. Now, because the liquidity isn't linked too much and people are still in poopy town mode, this is the chart of PulseChain, PLS, and it is still grinding along. We are still at 4,600. So we have to use a couple of these naming standards. It's pretty hard to really talk about the same numbers, but I think it's easier just to measure them from day one sacrifice. So we're still around 50% below day one sac. And PulseX as well is also still struggling hard. It's down 88% below day one sacrifice. But it's going to take some time because we've seen when Bitcoin and Ethereum collapse, we don't directly necessarily see Hex, PulseChain, or PulseX collapse. In fact, what we've seen it kind of like stabilize. Why? Well, we were kind of early. This is kind of interesting. Hex and PulseChain seem to lead the rest of the wider crypto market. It's very interesting how and why that happens. It's just one of those anomalies. Just like how we used to see, for example, ChainLink before a big market crash would happen. ChainLink, DOJI, and Litecoin were like the final things to go. They're at the very, very end of a tail move. Here is the Hex chart as well. We really can't do anything much about it. I'm hoping this is a rounded bottom, but when you're dealing in these time frames, man, see, if we go back in time, yeah, this looks like a rounded bottom as well. I all thought, yeah, everything's going to be okay. I mean, it's still, by the way, very pathetic prices to be down here. We all thought, look at that, it was rounding up. See? And then it just came kaboot, and everything just got destroyed here. So it's almost like it was pre-programmed. We still got so much higher to go. It's not funny. Like, when a coin is down 98% and 99%, getting back to the 50% zone is near impossible for sustainability. That's when you look at every other altcoin. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen with Hex and PulseChain, of course, but historically, there is not any precedence for that except like 4 out of 50,000 coins. So that's a 50% retracement mark. So that's 25 cents. I know a lot of people will scoff at that, but looking at the odds here, you would think that with a strong, passionate cult community, growing long-term mindset, and an ecosystem behind it, you think if anyone should be able to do it, it would be the Hex ecosystem, just going off the community and the long-term mindset and everybody's belief. And as a friendly reminder, when you are charting any altcoins, friends, any altcoin, you need to look at their BTC ratios. This is Link BTC. Do not look at the USD only. You must look at the ratios because you want to know, is the thing really expensive or not? Like, what's even high? So I even know, for example, if ChainLink goes up another 50% from here, so it goes from $8 up to $12, because we are still so low, look at this low price, like this on a linear chart, this would put Link BTC here, this price here, okay? Now, because the ratio is still so low, I'm looking at this chart, I'm like, man, ChainLink is nowhere near expensive. That's just me. It can still go down and roll over, by the way, and make another one. But what I like to do is just maybe draw a fib and say, all right, where would you like to enjoy friendship and kindness? I think friendship and kindness is all the way up here. Basically, if ChainLink was to go up a 3.2x, so you could just do that. You could do this for every other altcoin, by the way. So 3.2 times $8, $25. That's a $25 zone for Chainlink around there, which is actually halfway of its range. So around there, by the way, I'm not selling. We're just going to evaluate, you know, like, is the S&P looking bad? Have they started to cut rates? You know, this is something to think about, for example. This is just one scenario. By the way, what I'm doing for Chainlink, I'm just using Chainlink as an example. It works for every altcoin here because you're going to be going off the Bitcoin price to model everything. So let's say it's possible that Chainlink for some reason is able to go to 25 bucks. Okay. And right here, they start cutting rates next year. You're like, wait a minute. I've seen this story before. Cutting rates is bearish. Maybe everybody's going to think, no, it's time to be bullish. Now, I know I've got this line going up. You can't possibly imagine people not taking profit. But, I mean, we've seen it, friends. You know, when green candles come, no one wants to get off the train. No one. You're going to be reading in the media everywhere saying, you've waited 3 years for this moment. It's finally exiting the bear market. Oh, my gosh. You see that relief? No one's going to click sell, bro. You're like, okay, we're exiting the bear market. The bull market is just starting. So let's click sell. No one's going to say that. It's going to say the bull market's just starting. Let's keep holding. So we're going to see what happens with the US Fed around here. I know it's sad. We've got to talk about the US Fed and rate cuts, etc. Because, look, at the end of the day, we can't really disrespect that big macro cycle because every obvious thing that's happened has been happening. That's it. Like, okay, they raise rates, everything should crash. You know, before in history, they've raised rates and the stock market kept rallying for 2 years. It's just that in this one that we had, everything is just so sensitive. So we're going to pay attention to this. Now, I'm going to speak more about the game plan if we go back into this zone and what to do. But we can't jump the gun yet because, I mean, like, it would be... Think about how stupid you'd feel if you got out your Chainlink at like 20 bucks and then you watch it go to like 45. You know? You're not going to feel nice at all because you waited this whole time. That's why it's super important. You got to watch the BTC ratio charts. And, you know, I always get asked if your coin isn't like traded with Bitcoin frequently, like no one's going from Link to BTC, should you still chart in it? Yes. Why? It's because of the Link BTC, for example, and every other ratio chart. It gives you an idea of the price discovery that was happening in that time. So you want to know, okay, how high did my coin go when Bitcoin was still in its range? So we know around here, I don't want to sell anything under it, not even close. I know at one point in the past, things were here. Now, obviously, when do you want to sell? If your coin doesn't have strong fundamentals and you're looking for an exit, which is like very rare, by the way. Most people, if you're holding, you really want to believe in it returning. But most coins, their fundamentals do not match. Okay, and you don't really know how next year's going to play out. There might be heaps of other coins coming out too. So it's not like it's like a given, but this is just, it's a potential exit. That's all I'm saying. If you believe the fundamentals have gone stronger, then you go, okay, well, I don't sell at fair value. By the way, this is another common thing. Okay, you got to learn this from investing as well. Selling at fair value, that's for trades. Okay, so if you have an oscillator, goes up and down, you go, okay, I'm back in the middle of the zone. I should get out. I sell at fair value. Warren Buffett investing, he doesn't get out at fair value. He only sells expensive, super expensive, because he's got such a long-term mindset. He goes, well, like, you got to really entice me to get rid of this because I've got to go hop onto something else for the long term. And that's the whole point we're looking at here. We're looking at, okay, if you really want me to exit my ChainLink, for example, or your Hex or your PulseChain or PulseX, you're going to have to give me a price very enticing, because if you give me a price high enough, okay, maybe I'll find another long-term mindset community or coin out there, but the price has to be high enough. Now you got to decide for yourself how high is the price. And the funny part is, most of the time we're not going to get it. It's just only in this off chance if we get this euphoria spike. And I want to share with you this nice, kind friendship. This is the daily super trend for Ethereum. All right, so this is ETH, friends, Ethereum right here. And you can see, let's zoom in right here. You can see it's flipped above this 1690 now, especially with this big zip up. So we can actually see it right now. It's been kind of crazy that we've been able to punch through. This is what we want. Now, the dailies, remember, the dailies have a lot of fake outs. Like, look at this. You friends, please, if you don't learn this, you're going to literally lose all your money in the next 18 months while buy and holders crush you. That's it. I'm telling you right now. Look at this. Every indicator you can buy is just using past prices. Do you understand? They're just using past prices. They're using past price, the formula on the momentum or the price range. That's it. You can't do anything. All it can grab is price data like that. Now, some use volume, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, there's no edge there. You have to combine all the things if you want to get an edge. When you look at this flips down. Now, this still burns me when I say this, okay? So what people do is, because the label is up here on every indicator, by the way, the start of the candle, they think that the sell appears here. Do you understand? Let's zoom in. So people actually believe that the sell appears at the beginning of this candle. No, it doesn't, all right? This sell only appears, so this is still green. It only appears when the candle crosses through the indicator point and closes there. Do you understand? Like, it closes the day there. Now, if you look at where you'd want to get short, so why is this important? So people watching these charts and indicators and everything, they think, oh my gosh, I got to sell Ethereum at $1,805, 1805. No, you didn't, all right? If you really were watching it closely, you could sell 1766, but here's the problem. You are at chance of getting wicked back up, which means you sell here at 1766 and then it closes back green and you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't even be short anymore. Now you just take your loss. So what do people do? They'll like wait for the candle to confirm. They go, okay, let enough time pass to finish the candle red and then I'll sell. Well, here's the issue. You're not selling at 1805. Look at this. You're actually selling minus 6% lower. So you're selling down here. You understand? You're selling down here. And that's the issue. A lot of people think they're selling much better prices. And so look, of course, in this example, you're like, oh, it gets down and I'm going to magically get out. That's the important part, right? So I mean, it's the same thing when it comes to on this buy candle procking here. People think, oh my God, I got to buy at the beginning of the candle. No, none of these indicators are predictive. No one can predict. You have to guess. It's all a guessing game. You understand? Speculation. So I can go back, by the way, not just looking at one example. This is another perfect example. Look when it flipped the buy here as well. It flipped the buy. You have to get long at 1890 up here. And then you have to hope that it keeps going up. And there were other fake outs big time. I can go back. Look at this. This is a perfect example. Perfect. This is, by the way, the USDC depegging. All right, in March. Look at this. Look at this. Ethereum was a green. Look at this. It flipped. It was a green. And then we go down. Look where you get short. You get short at 1436. And then it just zips back up 13% against you. Congratulations. And you think, oh, just get long. Okay, get long. You have to go here and then cut in reverse. So now you're down and now you've got to make it back. So a lot of people, you have to be aware of this. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly buying the tops and selling bottoms. Now, you're probably wondering, like, excuse me, how come you use the super trend if you just showed this? Well, the answer is time frames. Look at the little D. I know you love the D here. The higher time frame you go, the harder it is for the scum to manipulate the prices, okay? It's like a big ship. When you go on bigger time frames, it's a very slow-moving ship. That's why, friends, on my channel that you like, subscribe, press the belly button or two, and you shock that algorithm, I share this with you because I don't want to change my mind every 15 seconds. You know, that's trading, man. Day trading, oh, bullish. You know, I'm not talking to other people doing that. That's why I'm here to tell you, we have one consistent mindset. Now, look, see how I felt bad during this whole past few months? But if you go back and look at this, I mean, if you go back and look at, for example, I've been looking at Bitcoin, you can see that this thing has just been green the whole year. The whole year, all right? Now, of course, we want the prices to be high on all our altcoins. Yes, we do. But here's the thing, okay? Eventually, it's going to be like December 2024. It's going to be here, okay? We're going to be in December 2024. And hopefully, we've gone up and to the right, okay? For altcoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything, all right? Now, when we get to December 2024, people are going to look at you and they're going to say, oh my God, I've never seen a posture that straight. And you're going to say, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, all about and all. And then you're going to tell them, yeah, it's been bullish since January 2023. So instead of just like leaving limit orders for Doomtown, which is what everybody has, like, you know, $12,000 Bitcoin. Instead of doing that, I just been market buying the whole way. DCA buying every time I got a paycheck, $1,000 every week. Okay, put $150 or $200 in. That's what people have been doing, okay? It just doesn't look like that right now. Why? Because it takes so long to print these candles. And don't forget, baby dolls, we are on a 24-hour news cycle in crypto. No one here sleeps. They're either on illicit substances or their heart rate is going at 300 BPMs just because we're like, oh my God, we're going to go down and it's over. You see, when you follow these nice, clean setups and indicators, all right, just these long macro ones, okay? I know you like it long. Look what happened. I specifically remember this candle here at the end of August, okay? How many times, what do they call this? Like a gravestone doji or something? They said, oh my God, this is so bearish, this candle. Do you remember this? That's why it's a bunch of hocus pocus, okay? It's astrology for men. You were here, right? People said, oh my God, it tried to go up and then it wicked down. This is called the gravestone doji. Oh my God, like you're going into the ground. The coffin is here. You're down. Look at this. We start going up. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? You know, I literally had somebody telling me, hey man, the gravestone doji on the weekly time frame. Whoa, man, this is really bad. That's what it's astrology for men, friends. That's why you follow this nice, clean, long-term mindset. Yes, I felt bad watching it too, but I didn't act on it. Okay, there are people out there who are fornicating with stablecoins as we speak. Okay, premarital relations. So I don't want to be involved with them. You know exactly what time it is. We're still gonna make it. This is the first pump of October. I'm going to pray that we keep getting more. Otherwise, you know, we're going to cross that bridge if we get it, if things turn around, because we need a new plan. So far, the seasonality and cyclicality is repeating. I'm going to catch you very soon. Catch ya.